You thought we'd sleep, no time to weep. We're here again, let alpha rain. Money, 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 mid-thrill money. Building stats like gold and honey. The code is tweaked, the volume's run. The alpha's back, the Friday fun. You thought we'd sleep, no time to weep. We're here again, let alpha rain. Money, 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 mid-thrill money. Oh, yeah! Money, 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 mid-thrill money. Oh, it's a money, 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 mid-thrill money. Can you dig it? Oh, hit me!
Welcome everyone. Sorry, I cut the song a little bit short because I've looked a little bit at our YouTube analytics and I've noticed that maybe a 1.5 2 minute long intro is a little bit too much. It's amazing to have everybody here today. We're gonna go over quickly the agenda and then we're gonna jump straight into it. So we're gonna try as usual to keep it within 30 minutes, but we make no guarantees. As usual, exactly. So it might be that we take a little bit longer than we should, but we do our best. Welcome everyone. Welcome Stephen. Welcome Sanders. Awesome to see you guys in here. Okay, so today we are going to be, hopefully, we're going to see if we have no technical difficulties. Hopefully we can have our secret guest appear a bit and share some interesting info as well as some alpha. Otherwise, I might just have to share that alpha, which would be a shame. And then we have some product updates, a bit what has happened during the week and what is going to come next. We have, of course, the updated UI UX for the people that have seen the updated side menu. We've also done some small updates and fixes to the dashboard page, as well as stuff migrated to the side menu. You've lost some of the tabs that used to be on the individual pages. For example, the bot creation page or my bot used to have a quick action button to the create a bot page, and that is now new. I would love to actually hear if anybody has checked out the new bot creation page. Or Thomas, is that just live for admin users or is it live for everyone?
Oh, good question. I'm hoping no, it should be for everyone. Yeah.
I highly recommend checking it out because it is absolutely wonderful and a lot more streamlined and user-friendly. We're going to go over some community milestones and then some, let's dive straight into it. So the secret guest, we will see when he appears. Hopefully we can have him join shortly, but you never know. Regarding product updates, so the big stuff this week has of course been to continuing the integration with Aftermath. There's been some stuff that we need to work out, especially with the volume, CPM, and PNL. We're making progress on that, so you should have more and more accurate data on your bots running on Aftermath. We've also done the market maker bot upgrade to the Aftermath bots. Thomas, do you want to share a little bit what that means? Because you found a way to cut essentially gas fees by 50 to 60%.
Yeah, it's the smart refresh. It's not genius. We should have done it from the start. We were a bit late to implement it, but basically, after a month, you need to pay gas fees to cancel and to post new orders. So what we did is like, instead of always canceling and reposting orders, now we look at, do I need to cancel? Or I can just keep the order that I currently have and that's it. And if you look at your bots, well, maybe I will share very quickly. I'm not connected. I will. If you look at you click on your bot and you see like the big bot card, you can see for Aftermath that the real saving in terms of gas fee on SWE that this feature is giving you. And I look at mine, it was like 68% gas saving. So it's yeah, you have it here. Thanks, Alex. On the if you you see the number in SWE, but you should also have in small the percentage of orders that were not cancelled because the price didn't move as much.
Exactly. Here.
Oh, 73 is a lot. Yeah. So you're saving a lot of SWI. But maybe, wait, I need to check because I think the estimation for the gas cost per transaction is a bit high. But yeah, still 70% reduction in gas fee. That's so we did that, and we also reworked the CPM calculation for Aftermath. We had to kind of create a dedicated function to retrieve the trade PNL, and we implemented it. So right now, we won't hide this, right? It seems like it's very hard to do volume on Aftermath. Like we are running a few bots, and we're making like what, 10K a day max, right? Or 20K a day with high CPM. But I think we need to see how it goes a bit more, and once we have like 2 weeks of data, we'll be able to understand a bit more what we can do to improve this.
Exactly. But this one is live, so everybody running Aftermath Market Maker bot, you don't need to make any changes. These are default settings upgraded to all of the Market Maker bots. So huge shout out to Thomas. We're going to continue to work on the Aftermath bots to improve them further. But it's great to see that there is already some improvements in the first week going out. So I would love to hear. I know that Sanders, Paul, some of you guys are very early when it comes to trying out the new DEXs that we integrate. So I would love to hear, like, let us know how it's working for you guys. I've seen that you already posted some stuff in the TG. So awesome to see. Thank you so much. And we're going to continue to improve them. We also celebrated 300 million in all-time volume. I'm extraordinarily impressed by the entire community. We've generated together over $300 million in volume in less than 4 months. We're doing right around 20 to 25 million currently. There's a little bit less volatility in the market. We've seen a little bit more delta neutrals. So for the people that keeps an eye on the funding rate, currently there's a lot of funding rate opportunities. So delta neutrals have been picking up a little bit. We can also see that, exactly, Paul, the volume has gone down a bit. The volatility, we can actually see that across the space. So if you go to DeFi Llama and check out the perp volume, you can sort of see a similar decrease as what we've seen with Mithril volumes. But what's great to see is that people are using the delta neutrals to, I think, at least on my end, I've been able to improve my P&L quite a bit this week with the delta neutrals. So it's great to see that when volatility and volume goes down a bit, that people find some of the other product verticals to drive open interest. And hopefully you're as lucky as me with the P&L on that. We've also had the Pacifica competition, the Bulls and Bears. Great to see that the Bulls are currently in the lead. So if you did what I think most of the Mithril community joined the Bulls sites, and they're currently leading both on the P&L and on the volume. So if we continue like this, hopefully we can get a share of the 500,000 Pacifica points that is going to be distributed to the participants in the winning party. So if you're in the Bears, I'm sorry. If you're in the Bulls, which was our recommendation, hopefully you're going to get a part of that prize pool as well. Let's see what more have happened during the week. We have had Hibachi update. So the points were supposed to be distributed this Monday, but there was a bit of a miscommunication within the team. It's a great team, but stuff like this happens. So they're going to do the points distribution for the Hibachi competition on Monday. So sorry for the delay. It was a bit of they had a lot to do and they missed it. They apologized and they will push it out on Monday. Sanders, my estimation is 100 points per million in the competition. That's not bad. I don't know how much. 1,000 points is incredible. I think let's see, 50. Yeah, you're right. So
It's
it
huge.
was
It's huge.
53 million in volume during the competition, and it was 50,000 points. So you're quite accurate. If I just do quick math, I think 1,000 points per million is quite close. And I did some. I'm quite happy with the volume I did during the competition. So it's nice to know that I might be roughly doubling my Hibashi points. And I think, I know that we have some whales in here that did a lot of volume. So huge congrats to you guys. And then, of course, Paradex TG is hopefully around the corner. You can look a little bit at the discussion in the TG to hear what people are planning and thinking to do with the Paradex points that they have earned. But to pause a little bit with the community milestones and updates, we're going to go back a little bit to it later, because we have one sprint is about to end, and we've broken a lot of records on the February sprint. We've had all-time high participation, all-time high points distribution, all-time high quest, the amount of quests. So it's incredible to see. And we will dive into the March sprint a little bit later. But first, we're going to see if we can bring up our secret guest to the stage and welcome from Aftermath. Let's see if we can do a bit of a sound check. Artix, are you with us? Can you hear us?
Hello, does this work?
It works.
Yay!
Yeah,
Awesome.
great.
Answer.
How's it going, guys?
Awesome to have you here. Thank you so much for
No,
taking the time.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
Thank you. So just to set the stage a little bit, everyone, you're going to get to meet our secret guest from Aftermath. I'm going to let him do his own introduction to himself and Aftermath, and a little bit what's unique with Aftermath. And it could be that he has some alpha for you. But I also just want to give a short intro for Artix. Welcome to the Alpha Friday space. Here we have some of the most dedicated Mithril community members, OGs, and if I dare say so, some of our whales. I know that some of the people that I've seen in the comments here have done north of 20-30 million. So you have some of our OGs and some of our most active participants in here. Without any further ado, Artix from Aftermath, please give a short introduction of yourself and then why people should care about Aftermath, because we're very excited about it. And I think a lot of our community is excited to hear more about it. The floor is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. Hopefully, this isn't recorded. So we'll try to give a pretty detailed explanation of what we've been doing. So yeah, my name is RTX. I've been building Aftermath since 2022. It's been a really, really long time. The biggest difference I would say between what Aftermath is it's a fully on-chain order book, specifically for perpetuals. You could, I guess, repurpose it and use it for spot, but the main thesis behind it was we started working on it actually before FTX blew up. We were market making on DYDX at the time, which was the largest exchange, and we didn't really like the experience too much, and there's some really interesting quirks about centralization questions, and we decided to try to see how hard it could be to build everything on chain. At the time, everyone we spoke to said that we're pretty dumb to try to attempt something like this, that it would be very impossible to do. Mostly right. It was very, very hard. We've been building since 2022, so it's been very hard. And ended up building this whole thing on Sui. At the time, we spent a lot of time looking at how to build it and where to build it, and we got introduced to the Mistin Labs engineering team before FTX blew up. So it's been many years, many rewrites. There's been a lot of technical challenges to getting to where we are today. I think we're not done yet of actually building it out completely. So what it is today is we went live about a week ago, last Thursday, with the BTC perp market. We'll be adding another market in the next few hours, tokenized gold. But the vision from 2022 is now kind of playing out, I guess, is, we really believe that people wanted really permissionless markets. And why I say permissionless, I mean that because at the regime in 2022, with the way that the government was interfering with all these markets, was like you had all these types of controls, being able to control, the sequencer, being able to control how, which markets lived. You could shut markets down. There was, everyone was very worried about some sort of enforcement actions, and we really believed that if you kind of build it in this way, that it would be, once something's on chain, you'd have to take the whole chain down. You would not have exert this type of control. Same thing for market making or providing liquidity. You couldn't interfere with slowing orders down or censoring orders. Getting really in the weeds here, but we really thought, we still do, and we're seeing this kind of finally play through, is if you kind of make liquidity provision completely permissionless, and don't give any player some sort of latency advantage, you could create really, really kind of deep markets. And so we've seen this whole transition. When we started, Hyperliquid didn't exist at the time. We were so early that we had many spaces at the time with Jeff and Hubble protocol. There was a lot of people trying to build this in 2022. Say was trying to build this before they pivoted. So it was just very, very hard. And so you're seeing a lot of people taking very centralized approaches to it. And now this rise of like the fully on-chain order books, you're seeing people come up with ways of doing it. So we're live today. We only have isolated margin. We actually initially designed it with cross margin, and we had to drop that because we were so early to SWE that SWE wasn't ready to like have the infrastructure to allow cross margin, but now it actually does. And so that's kind of the V2 that will come out later this year with cross and portfolio margin. So yeah, it's completely wildly different than anything else you see today. The markets live fully on chain. The matching is completely verifiable. We never have custody of anyone's funds ever. Whenever you use it, we never actually hold custody of anything. It's users always do. Same thing with the markets. Once they're live, they are immutable. You can't take them down from SWE. You're gonna have to you'd have to hide it on the front end. So these are the biggest conceptual differences. SWEs are also a very interesting blockchain in terms of like how it works, and that's why it's possible to have this product live here, kind of nowhere else. And Mitchell did a really great job with trying to explain this with gas fees, the storage rebates, and so PTBs, which we were just turned on for the agents. I think like the other day, our site uses PTBs everywhere, and so with them, we've really we're able to like adapt everything even more efficiently for people running automated systems like these bots, and we're seeing a lot of kind of uptick of people wanting to run more bots and actually use a front end, which totally makes sense now, especially with like Claude. That's why we've actually created these skills to make everything super, super easy. So yeah, I mean, this is a very kind of broad picture of like where we started from. Again, we've been building this thing from 2022 to where we are today. So those are, I guess, the biggest changes. You're seeing teams now trying to come up with it, trying to like kind of build these things on chain, and you're going to see there's going to be there's issues with gas, or they have to take different shortcuts. It's really, really hard from a design and efficiency perspective to kind of build these systems.
So I just need to jump in because
I can't hear you. I think you're cut off. Hello?
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. First of all, I need to applaud you guys' work.
I can't hear. I can only hear Thomas, I guess.
Okay.
So I guess I will ask my question instead of yours.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
Alex. Now, like I was wondering, could you give like a few concrete example on how you do stuff fully on chain and how other exchanges that we could think they are also mostly on chain, but like, can you pinpoint to a few examples of the differences and how they do it, how you do it for in chain, and like what does it change?
Yeah, so what you're seeing today, how these like 90, 95, I mean, the real inspiration was like something like GMX, right? 99% of everything you kind of see today is you deposit money into an account, and this, this matching, the matching itself happens on some off-chain order book, um, in some database, like in AWS somewhere. And like whatever happens there, you actually don't really have like um, pure access to that. It's essentially just like a very kind of enforced or controlled API. And whatever happens in this black box, you accept kind of this answer, and then this P&L that happens kind of gets credited to your account today, and then you withdraw your money, right? So any of these sequencers, or any of these sequencers, right? There's this control over the sequencer and how orders are being processed, the potential to slow certain orders down if they wanted to, or give priority access to certain market makers over others. Any types of those types of control that can be exerted, or custody is another one. When you deposit funds into a lot of these perp dexes, um, they hold your funds. They're essentially a sex. They have custody of your funds, and they could stop withdrawal if they wanted to, or in some cases, you know, uh, um, they could potentially go into your wallet, right? Because you're giving them this money, because they need to have custody in order to kind of handle their margining systems. With us, you never lose custody ever. That was like kind of a huge factor, is we are never in possession of your money ever. The second thing is the latency games are completely fair in the sense of, Sweet today has 125 validators. You do not need to rely on our API. We've obviously built them. They exist. You can connect to them, but you don't need to. You can literally talk to our contracts directly. If you say, you don't trust us, you think we've kind of hidden things in the API to slow people down, or allow people to get front run, right? Like I think Lighter, or some of these other ones have this ability of like, giving certain market makers, or if you like get into a certain tier, a latency advantage, that is physically impossible with us. Like the contracts live on chain, and that is impossible to do. You can literally talk to the contracts directly. You don't even talk to us. So those are materially completely different ways um, of interacting with us. So like that, I would say those are the two biggest differences. We never hold custody of your funds, and B, there's no way for us to censor your transactions, reorder your transactions, or do anything nefarious, because we are not in control of like this centralized sequencer, um, at all. You would have to go and, I guess, bribe the missing validator set, to basically get some sort of latency advantage.
And I guess like the matching is super critical to be fully transparent, because when you have like most of perp deck, they have also their own vault that they use to match orders and to kind
Yes.
of be their own market maker. And I guess there are big potential to, I don't know, to be nefarious, to take advantage, or just
Well,
to
they
not
could,
be
right?
fully
You have
transparent
no way
also.
of knowing, right? You believe. That's the other thing. Believe on whatever this API says, right? Like whatever their API spits out, you have to take it as truth, and that's it. Aftermath runs, AFLP exists, but it's treated like any market maker would. There's no latency advantage. Um, all liquidations go directly to the book, and AFLP is able to liquidate people, and it has already, but there is no advantage to AFLP than with any users of Mutual or anyone else. And you don't have to take my word for it at all. You could just look at you could look at the block. You don't have to look at my API at all either. So there's these fundamental differences between any types of trust and the ability to potentially build your own access into these markets without interfering or touching any of the stuff that we've built. You can build them yourself. It's much easier now with Claude Code than it was when we started in 2022. You had to build everything. You had to learn Move, and you don't have to learn anything anymore. So these are fundamental differences, and you're seeing now this rise of like attempts to build this as well. We've seen it we've seen other perp Texas trying to come out and trying to build this kind of on-chain as well for the same reasons that I'm explaining today, is because it's very it's very hard to do, but the more important part is you do kind of want recreate the same experience you had with like AMMs, these decentralized AMMs, right? So it's the same thing, and now we're getting kind of to a point that people are trying to do this as well.
I'm gonna see. Is my mic working again? Artix, can you hear me? Or
I can't hear you.
yes, finally I'm back. Just a quick
Maybe you
question.
can write it.
I think he said he can't hear you. Sorry.
Okay. Oma,
That's
do you want to ask just AFLP?
Is it me or him?
Yes, I
Do you
will
hear
ask. I can hear you fine, so I will be the translator for now.
Okay.
Can you explain a bit? So you mentioned the liquidation process, AFLP. What's the name exactly? The short name?
AFLP,
And how does it work?
Aftermath Liquidity Provider. Yeah, Aftermath Liquidity Provider.
Yeah, so that's you on Vault. And can you explain a bit like how it works and maybe how is it different than other exchanges? Because I saw that it was very like performing very well recently.
Yeah, right now, so we have no market making deals at all. Meaning when we launched this last Thursday with the BTC market, all the only market maker that existed before others or you guys are integrated was AFLP. It runs a very, very kind of simple strategy. We've also have a lot of experience in market making, and so it runs a very kind of simple strategy about providing what it believes is like a fair price. A fair price. So it provides liquidity around what it believes is fair price, and that's what it does. That's its main goal. It's also able to liquidate users. We have soft liquidation, so if you do get liquidated, it's partial liquidations up until full. It's not automatically you get zeroed out. So it handles this task of providing all of that. And since it was the only market maker or the only liquidity provider, it was able to kind of achieve a pretty high APR. And so that's what exists today. And then as we're trying to get people more involved or participating, obviously its role would diminish, but it's still going to be there as a backstop, and the ability to still allow us to help with liquidations. The way that we got very lucky, we do have incentives. So like on top of like regular points that you see everywhere, and people farming points, we have direct liquid SWE incentives from the SWE Foundation. We were they were very generous with us. And today I think it was 50,000 SWE for the first 2 weeks. And as we load more markets, that number will also grow. It will be like relatively proportional, but it will grow along with the more markets we add. And so everyone, maker, taker, and AFLP depositors are all basically sharing not only some of the points that we're giving out, but also these liquid incentives, which make a massive impact in terms of like just trading P&L. So yeah, that's what it is today, and obviously more people connect, and it'll be more distributed.
I want to try again to see if Artix, if you can hear me, let me know. Or no. Okay.
Should I just come back in?
I think
I
it's
think it's
okay.
me. Hold on. Let me just no. Okay.
We can try if you want. Or Thomas, I don't know if he can hear me. So if he wants, we can.
I can.
Do you hear him?
Yeah, I can. Like, I'm omnipotent apparently today. It's nice to know.
That's crazy.
Well, just so I think what Artix just shared is quite a lot of alpha. So there's going to be 50K SUI for the first 2 weeks, and then the more markets they add, the more incentives the SUI Foundation might give them. So I think it's a little bit up to the community now to sort of, if you guys want this, definitely check out Aftermath. Make sure to set up and run an Aftermath both. Me and Thomas are running some ourselves. We've just started to launch reference books. I think Aftermath is also being added to the leaderboard today-ish, something like that. Might already be live, Thomas?
So today we will release Delta Neutral for Aftermath as well, because we saw that there are some very nice opportunity also. So we want to be able that everyone take advantage of this. So later today, Aftermath will be added into our Delta Neutral scanner, and we will also add it to the leaderboard, aka the copy trading feature, so you can spot which one are the best Aftermath bots that we are running, our community is running, and you can just copy them in one click. Maybe since we have a bit of a technical issues, RTX, is there like something like a final word you want to give out? Maybe also you can, I don't know, touch quickly upon like what are the next steps or the next market you guys are planning to add to Aftermath.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mic is yours.
Yeah. So the first incentives and point distribution will be on Monday.
Nice.
Well, yeah. So it'll be Monday morning. I think Eastern Standard Time. I think I don't know what it is, UTC. So that's one thing. So that's like in a couple days. The second will be we're launching Tether Gold market later today. And then we'll probably launch Silver as well. We're adding more oracles, so like most of the markets are supported by the same oracles, Pith and Sita. So we'll be launching those oracles as well, allowing us to have like Mag 7. There's a couple defense ETFs that we're really looking forward to, as well as like uranium. The two markets that we're trying to build and help build are, and no one, again, I'm very bullish on them. No one's really launched them for so many years, is the ability to trade Total 3 and the ability to trade BTC dominance. Those are
Total
really,
3,
really
you
hard.
mean the entire market except
Yeah,
BTC?
exactly. It's the same
Right?
thing that you see on TradingView. It's been very hard to build it because
Wow.
we thought it was a bit more it's a bit more complicated than we imagined. We don't have much experience with the Oracle providers, but we're working with Pith and Sita to make it happen. Same thing with uranium.
It's like
Uranium right now.
the ultimate crypto ETF, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone wants to trade it, right? Like if you think about it, you always kind of trade the rest of the market looking at the Total 3. Why can't you just trade the Total 3? It's but I thought about it the same way. It sounds very simple, but it's apparently very complex. But we're working with Pith and Sita to make it happen. So today, gold, tokenized gold, and then or 24/5 silver are like the next two markets. And I think we're gonna have like add like basic, like I think we're at Sol and ETH as well, but those aren't as interesting. But those those metals are. And then in terms of like uranium, there is a uranium ETF that exists today. I don't know how much people want to trade it. It's a bit different. We've talked to like some people at Vanek about it. But pure uranium, they are working on that. So we're really, really bullish on those types of markets, like ones that are like interesting to trade. So those are the ones that are coming in in the next few weeks. But today, gold, silver over the weekend. We should have 4 markets on Monday live, and then we'll obviously like get more. And if anyone has any desires in terms of markets, like reach out to us. And for us, it's deciding a feed.
That's really good to know. So everyone, if you have market that you want to trade and that you cannot access anywhere, let us know and we will transfer the message right away.
Artix, Thomas, it might be that you need to do the outro for Artix, but Aftermath, Artix,
thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I will just. Thanks a lot for coming. Sorry for the technical issues.
All
and
good.
Yes, we are really looking forward to see all that you guys are cooking with Aftermath in the next coming weeks, the new markets and everything. So yeah, thanks again for that. And maybe we can invite you again in a couple of months to see the progress. And in the meantime, we will keep deploying a lot of bots and trying to push the volume a bit.
Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me. Thanks for integrating.
Thank you, sir.
Take it easy. Bye.
Cheers.
Take care, Artix. Oh, I wanted to say so much, but that was, I guess, a really good example to just be quiet and lean back. And 1,000 ounce. Super cool stuff. Aftermath, super bullish. I love the fact that these guys are building it, if I can say, quote unquote, the right way. The fact that they're actually doing all of this on chain is, I think I can speak for some people in our community, like that was the DeFi dream, that we would actually move the financial system on chain. And I don't need to highlight to people that dream got a little bit lost in greed for crypto and for DeFi. And I love the fact that these guys are pushing back and have been building this for 3 years, and the fact that we can be with them since week 1. So I'm going to scale up my Aftermath both. As soon as these new market launch, I'm definitely going to participate in them. And if you guys missed it, huge alpha. First point distribution, first incentive distribution happens now on Monday. And I think they've been approved by the foundation to give out 50K worth of SUI for the first 2 weeks of trading. So we're not at 2 weeks yet. We're at, launch Thursday last week, Monday this week is going to be a week and a half. So incredible opportunity, hopefully both on the short term, but also on the midterm with new markets, new asset classes. I'm very interested in the uranium. If you look at the macro picture,
really good market,
if you look at the macro for energy and the energy demand curve and the current pace, it's quite unanimous in both Asia, Europe, and American markets that nuclear is going to need to be one of the biggest baseline provider of energy worldwide. I don't know if you've seen the latest news, but the US is actually deploying what is called micro reactors in sadly, in this case, it's not maybe the best example, but in I think Saudi, the U.S. military is beefing up its presence in the MENA region to have attack capabilities on Iran if that would be needed. But this is the first time ever that modular miniature-sized nuclear plants are being deployed, and the fact that they're being deployed in I don't want to say active war zone, but potentially soon to be active war zone is a true litmus test, right? You're not going to take a chance, a gamble with your entire military. It's not the entire US military, but with a sizable portion of it on a piece of technology that is not reliable. So the fact that these technologies exist, they're being deployed in high stress, high pressure situations, is extremely interesting, which makes me very bullish for uranium on the 5, 10, 15-year horizon, because it takes sometimes to deploy and build these plants, but these modular, smaller plants have way lower deployment time horizon, so they can be deployed quicker, and we need more uranium to feed them. But so yeah, I'm super excited about Aftermath, their vision, their mission, that they're actually bringing all of this on chain. First point distribution on Monday, and on the midterm, they're going to be adding a bunch of new market. Gold, if I understood it right, maybe potentially even today, and then
Tether today. So.
Absolutely amazing. And then silver, potentially copper, and some of these other metal commodities, and then uranium. Super excited for all of this. 3 Mile Island will be back in service for Microsoft. Super interesting. I didn't know the 3 Mile Island. I know that we sadly in Sweden did a lot of mistakes. We shut down a lot of our nuclear power plants, and we're today paying the huge cost of those stupid decisions 5-10 years ago. So kudos to all countries that didn't make the same mistake as Sweden, because that is going to, excuse my French now, fuck us over for foreseeable. Yeah, it's not a good situation. We need nuclear. Anything else that we want to say about Aftermath, Thomas? I feel like I just went on a rampage when I got my.
You were frustrated you couldn't talk, so you.
I just unleashed it.
You take your time back. No, I think we had. It was very nice of him to come to explain a bit how they did it, why they did it this way, and fun to see that basically they had to kind of help the Swift Foundation to build new blocks, new technical blocks to make it happen. Also, it's quite interesting. But I think it's an early exchange, right? It has a lot of potential. It has a bold vision. It's always like a gamble a bit for everyone. But we decided to go for it because when you are early and with these incentives, we see it as probably we will. It will be a good bet. That's what we think. We will keep monitoring, and we will add new features that are naturally coming. The copy trading is coming also. We will add the grid and the scalping bot early next week. The work is not finished yet, but we wanted to be able to deploy fast for this new one.
But what I want to highlight, and I think Thomas, you might agree with me on this, the team at Aftermath, it really feels like they're building for the long term, which is not always the case. You might have seen a lot of perp dexes pop up after Hyperliquid to try and capture the hype and everything. Like these guys have been building for 3 years. So I think that says quite a lot about their dedication to this as well. It's not just a copy and paste. That's also why it takes us a little bit more time. I know that this has been the most advanced integration that we at Mithril has done with any perp dex. It's taken the most amount of time, the most amount of sleepless night from especially Thomas when he has been up to like 2 a.m. To try and fix order fulfillment and stuff like that. Like it's a bit more work because it is in a lot of ways like a lot more bleeding edge technology than what we might see from a lot of other perp dexes, because they are truly building this on chain like very few others, and it's very excited to be a part of, because as I said, I think they're building for the long term, and that's really the partner ecosystem that we want to have around Mithril. Now, we didn't keep it within 30 minutes, and we need to wrap this up, Thomas, because we're already at 43. Last shout out is to the incredible community that we've had. We've had the most amount of participants, the most amount of points earned by the leaderboard. We've also had the most amount of quests completed in the Mithril Guild. The Mithril Guild is going to be closed tomorrow on the 28th, and we're going to do the stablecoin distribution Monday, Tuesday, early next week, based on the leaderboard. I will be taken off the leaderboard. I think I have a decent position actually this time. I'm like 5th or 6th, but I will not be included. I will not get the reward. The top 3 people will get a little bit of a bigger reward, and then the remaining 7 will get an equal reward amongst themselves. Thomas, are we going to increase the budget for the guild in March? I don't know. Maybe we
should we decide right now? I mean, let's discuss.
Well, I think let us know if you think we should do it, because I can see that people are paying more attention to the guild. They're helping us out more and more. I can see that some of you guys have also brought in referrals, and that you're getting records in terms of copy trading and stuff like that. So maybe it's time that we increase the reward a little bit, because you guys have increased the effort. We'll see. We will keep an eye out for announcements next week. Sorry.
And what we need to do, and what we are, and like we're a bit sorry for that. We've been a bit later than. Okay, no, I want to say two things. We still have to pay out the copy trading rev share to everyone. We'll try to do it next week. I wanted to do it this week, but because of aftermath maintenance, let's say, we didn't have the time. And the second thing, oh no, don't tell me I forgot. Yes, I want just to talk very quickly about the vault, the LP vault, because we don't promote it too much, right? And sometimes we're a bit late to give out update on how it's performing and everything. We did the last update a few days ago, and when you look at it, it was a very good bet if you were in it, because basically you made 5% APY since October, which is almost like what, 20% APY over a full year. And when you compare with the performance of Bitcoin, if you park your USDC there, it's clearly another performance. So quite happy with how this one turned out. So 20% APY, it's also without the airdrop distribution, right? And probably the first airdrop will be the Paradex. So we will keep monitoring this, and inform you when we have more info about Paradex TG. And next week, next Tuesday, the vault will reopen until Friday as usual, and we will process withdrawal next Friday.
Really cool. And the fact that it's a 5% APY without counting the points is quite attractive. I'm a little bit upset with myself that I didn't do more of it, so I might need to top up next week. Will you sell the airdrop and distribute USDC or distribute Dime? Good question.
We need to take a decision on that. The easier for everyone is that we dump and we give out USDC, because this abstract for you the timing. But maybe we should make a tiny vote and see what people want. It's up to you, in case like you need to, if you want to sell and you receive the Dime, then you need to be super fast to do it. If you want to hold, then we will look at the alternative and the options. Also depend on what chain Dime token is available, and this we don't know exactly, right?
Yeah. But how should we do this, Thomas? So should we organize a vote, or should we do it right here and now? Because I think...
So we will be probably driven by the technical first, and then by the vote.
Because I can also think about ways that we could essentially hedge TGE volatility using prediction markets. Maybe, yeah, there is potential to think about good ways to act as one, if I can call it, if I can simplify it like that. Like it could be that we should look a little bit at like an exit strategy and how that is best executed. What I can see that you're thinking. What are your thoughts?
No, it's not that we don't know how much we're talking, so it's hard to plan if we don't have, or to take a bet, an edging bet before we have all the data and the value and stuff. And like Sander, if what you say is true, then probably we have no choice but that just to convert in USDC and distribute to every participant. Yeah. Because we also need to build the tech to make the distribution and to test it calmly, to not do any mistakes. So maybe we will need to take a few more days after TG to do that, to do the distribution. And maybe we don't want to have the stress of seeing Dime price being volatile when we work on this. So it seems like the the safest is to sell in USDC and distribute USDC, and if you want to buy again, you can do that.
Yeah, I think let us know, Paul. 1,000 ounce Sanders. I know that you guys represent a decent portion of it. Yeah, I was thinking the same Sanders. So like what one could do potentially is to do like a hedge bet on something like Polymarket or Kalish. But yeah, exactly. They are quite bearish. Yeah, I think, as Thomas said, could be the best strategy to have in place is that we take a decision as a community. So we won't take this by ourselves, but we want to loop you guys in. We take a decision together. If that decision is to liquidate and swap into USDC as soon as possible so that we're not exposed to the volatility, and then potentially that anybody that wants to increase the hedge can do so by their own means, whether that means you open up a short on Paradox as soon as it goes live, or if you do prediction market as a way to hedge. You need to do a bit of math then to make sure that your position size on the prediction market actually, but if you put that information, like if you put in how many points you have, the different FTVs, the betting odds on a prediction market, you should be able to get a decent sizing recommendation by any LLM if you want to do that sort of stuff. I think I might do that in all honesty, just to have a bit of a hedge. But I have 40,000 Paradox points, so I'm potentially a little bit overexposed. I bought some XP in the early days when I was really, really bullish. How many points, Paradox point, do we have on the Mithril Vault? Good question, Thomas. Do you have that data, or should I see if I can find it?
I will check on the website. 5.5K, and it's point from season 2 and season 3. So just to be honest, we don't have a huge amount of points anyway, so I don't think it's like a huge topic. On Paradox, we Vol farming only is like very low risk, but we didn't get rewarded hugely. Maybe it's going to be a few percentages of APY more, but it won't be like a 10x at all. This we need to expect it to be realistic also.
It's a good discussion to have, because it could be that people like us, Thomas, sit privately on a bit of Paradox point because they've been farming it, and it's good to discuss these exit strategies, right? Because you have a cost with the farming. You want to make sure that you break even. You want to make sure maybe that you get risk off table. So what I'm thinking about at least is to at least sell the amount of points that would enable me to break even on the cost, and then have a bit of fun gambling with what I have left, because then that's just potential upside with very little risk because I've covered the cost. Oh, interesting. 1,000 ounce. I would love to hear a bit more on your prediction there. I think a U.S. strike from MENA region to Iran is quite likely to happen in the next week to 2 weeks. I don't know what geo. Yeah, I would love to hear one else. What hypothesis you're working with, because I can see increasing turmoil, which, super simplified, I think will continue to drive gold and silver and precious metals. I think you will see some interesting stuff happening with oil very soon. I think the Venezuela and what's happening currently in Iran, what's happening in Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan is, I think the global oil movement has changed quite a lot over the last couple of weeks and will continue to change. And I think that will have a very, I think that will drive up oil prices, because you're going to have institutional actors that are forced to start buying oil above the board, not just under the table. So I think, but I would love to hear your macro. I'm not that active in the macro anymore, so love to hear. Sorry, now I'm doing the rambling as always, and we're about to hit an hour, which we're supposed to try and keep it under half an hour, but that's impossible when I get the mic. I do apologize. Aftermath, new markets, highly recommend checking it out. First point distribution on Monday, Hibachi points distribution on Monday. Pacifica competition is looking good for everybody that chose the same team as us. We recommended Bulls. Bulls is currently in the lead. Hopefully, if that continues, we're looking at 500,000 Pacifica points being distributed to the winners. The March sprint is going to open up early next week. Is hopefully going to be live on Monday morning. Potentially a slight increase in the guild budget, because we can see that you guys are putting more effort into it. So then we need to reward that. It won't be a huge change to the budget, because we're simply not in a position to do that. But we will see what we can do, and we will try to do the best. Thomas, copy trading reimbursement for the people that have earned a bit on the copy trading. When can they expect payout on that? Monday, Tuesday?
End of week, because we still need to build a tiny stuff to help with distribution and calculation.
Right. Yeah. We need to have that distribution part locked down. You're right. Okay, yeah. So that will be more at the end of the week, because that's a bit more systematic rather than me just rewarding people in the guild. And then I also want to welcome, we've had 49 people or something like that join Mithril in the last 7 days. So welcome to the 49 new people. We've actually now passed 900 people that have connected to Mithril. Over 222 people have launched bots. We have, I think, close to 700-800 bots or something like that that has been launched. You can actually now see it. Wait, I will give you a bit of a taste on the Create bot page have been a lot updated. So you now have your 3 main strategies. You can see how many have been created in each. You can also see the most popular focus of the strategy. And then, of course, you can deploy it very simply now. You don't even need to name it. I still think it's very fun to name them. But awesome work here. It's super easy now to create the bot. And we can also see that a lot more people have used the optimize feature since it's live and working on the dashboard, as well as the new opportunities and the delta neutrals. And here you can see my expensive experiments. I actually got 2 accounts. So I got this one, and then I got another one. And I think I am in red on both. Because, yeah, as you know, in the early days, I ran a lot of experiments trying to share the best practices. Sometimes I succeeded, sometimes I had to take the bill. Okay, we need to wrap it up. But huge shout out to everyone that has helped in the Mithril Guild. For the people that have already tested out Aftermath, let us know what you think. We're going to be continuously trying to improve the integration and the performance of the bots on Aftermath. We've just launched a reference bot yesterday. It's going to be available in Delta Neutral later today, and then maybe copy trading early next week. But we're definitely walking in tight lockstep with the Aftermath team, because I think they're bullish short, mid, and long term. So I highly recommend checking them out. If you do, it's up to you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Sorry, the code. For once, the quest is actually live in advance. And it is the code for this Alpha Friday is Monday, because Monday is the Alpha. On Monday, the first incentives and the first points go out for Aftermath. So Monday is the code for this week's Alpha Friday quest. It's live already in the guild for once. I did my homework ahead of time, so you can add the code there and get some final points, because we're about to close the February sprint. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful weekend. Thomas, any beautiful words before we turn on the Top Tony exit soundtrack?
Nothing special for today. Just we will inform you in a couple of hours when Delta Neutral is live for Aftermath. I saw like it's quite a nice APY for Bitcoin, like between 50 to 100 APY %. So I will try to do a bit. Let's see how it goes. And thanks for joining. Have a wonderful weekend, and see you on Monday.
Thomas, I got to give you credit on the Delta Neutrals. I've ran 5 or 6 this week, and I think I've made $30-40, which is, it's very nice to do 3 clicks and then just sit back and relax.
Exactly.
Actually, a little request from me, if we could automate a strategy that grabs the top 3 Delta Neutrals, launches them, and then one Delta Neutral is finished, it automatically launches another Delta Neutral. That would be a strategy that I would put money into. Let me know in the comments if anybody else wants an automated Delta Neutral strategy. That would be badass. Sorry, I'm rambling on as always. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you so much. Awesome to be over 300 million in less than 4 months is absolutely crazy. We're going to leave it now with the very beautiful song created by Top Tony. The code for this week is Monday. Add it, earn some points, and hopefully you can be in the top 10 people on the Mystery Guild.
It never stops, huh? It's crazy. 10 times to say bye.
I will stop, but I will remove myself. Take care, everyone.
See you, everyone.
Shining bright in the silver storm, cut through the dark where legends are born. Mithril flows, the heart of mine, forged in fire, chasing light. Mithril strong, unbreakable chain. Feel the pulse, the power remains. Mithril gold, it gleams, it sings. Armor of God, the strength of kings. In the clash of steel, it never bends. Through every battle, it transcends. Mithril whispers a tale untold, a legacy carved in the molten gold. Mithril strong, unbreakable